NSIGII protocol. NSIGII protocol. N for November, S for Sarah, I for Indigo, G for Gold, I for India, I for India. Let me go to sweet notes. So as you heard, the new connection is what it is, but literally it's what it is. So I have to give something for this video. But this one is going to start. So dun 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 dun. So the NSIGII protocol done. And NSIGII is a human rights protocol, suffering and code suffering. So the goal is to have this. So I'm extending the NSIGII. I'm going to extend in Geneva Convention, but I'm going to have that all sorted out in my human rights framework, so we don't have anybody dying or suffering involved in this. It's going to be beautiful to see when it works, but when it doesn't work, it's going to go haywire for everyone and anyone. So the convention is standardized. So the very policy NSIGII updates the Geneva Convention. Integration, seamless vision, no half there, no sorry there, no sorry here. Just gotta do this shit for war, for fucking war, because I'm a Biafra man, and I say I'm Biafra, I'm strong believer in Biafra. I'm still in becoming and becoming things again, uprising. But it has to be standardized. What am I doing? I'm saying I am the system now. So I'm trying to take this framework and have it for NSIGII. If you go to github.com/LT codec, github.com/L for Lima, T for Tango, C for Charlie, O for Oscar, D for Delta, E for Echo, C for Charlie. That's good. That's the first NSIGII codec. Basically, we can go, which I demonstrate now. So let's create a sample file, hello world file, and show this what we do. So let's watch the video first. So I'm abducting the nation because I'm sovereign. So I'm abducting the nation right now because I say I'm a nation when I got it. But I'm not crazy, I'm saying. So being able to carry out, that's the only difference. It's not just people, but we have to do it. I'm saying breathing without living in suffering. So there's your so the education literally the protocol was I'm doubling, I'm gonna double the condition. Let's go to double it, but double it in the kind of physical aspect and the metaphysical aspect. So the paperwork becomes the physical thing you're doing. So one more thing, let me just go to my GitHub. So what did I say? So we're gonna go to the LTE codec repository. 1 second, guys. I need index.html from dirty. What's this file? I don't even know what this file is doing here. What is it? 1 second. Okay. So okay. So let me just copy this file here. It's called dirty file. Because it's basically in the wrong directory, so that's called dirty. But in NSIGII is not a dirty script. So let me go and show you what I mean. 1 second. So let me open the LTR codec system. Codec. I found the Geneva Convention. I should put it, but I'm not, because I already saw the video. But I'm making 2 things. Because it fails for me and you. See the LT codec and Explorer. So into the screen, so you can see me now. So basically, I've just closed this repository. So this repository is called github.com, and it's ready for real world use. So I'm just going to try it here. This was ready. MK2. I'm trying to make this work. But I have lots of sort of things. So I'm just trying to continue my work. So this is the linkable then executable file format. So this is what I'm saying. So the linkable is a standard version where a character system for encoding anything, literally encoding collection files into a single LT container. So the goal is to have the NSIGII encode stuff, but these stuff are runnable artifacts you can use and loop. So basically for a whole human rights specification like the Geneva Convention. But I'm really understanding this. So doesn't matter if the file is a file or the process and procedure involved. Any kind of automated system such as AI now can carry out when you look at the capabilities of doing the system. Like if the AI can really classify someone, it can do it. Go and carry the humanitarian aid and service. By yours truly, Obinexes Namdi, Michael Abala, particularly Obinexes LJ. You see, it's going to have the system work out of the loop, human out of the loop, or something like this, like an unmanned aerial vehicle system, but in kind of things that as a heartful system, not a heartless system. So it's basically sensory or parasensory framework for a codec, linkable, executable, stateless, no version expiry, infinite reversibility, stillness, your food does not expire, your water doesn't have before to, but it's a humanitarian project, basically. So I'm gonna compare it. So so you can so this is how you use it. So you're gonna use the LT coder input file, my file essentially, output my file LT, or you can create a snapshot of that file and incrementally take that file again and output so wait. So you take this one, you create a snapshot, but it's like a version control system, really, but it's not. It's actually it's a version control system, but it's not really a version control system. It's like basically the LT codec, a coder has an input, and the input has to take a file, and this file is any kind of file that you can reverse. For example, it can be an index.html file. For example, it can be index.html file. Oh, sorry, let's can see my face. It can be an index.html file web page. So let me show you what I'm saying. So if I click on this file, let me close this tab here and open this tab here. Explorer. So if I do ls and explorer /index.html, this is the NSIGII code. This is an index.html file in NSIGII codec. But this is not from this repository. This is like not from this repository. This is like a file. But I'm gonna push this repository just to show you. Let me make it get adult, get commit, added index.html to LT codec. Git push, and it's not there. So the goal is to have it here. So this is a web page, yes, and this also shows some kind of artwork you can use. But it's an LTF linkable within file format. So it works on linking files, but it's not obsolete. You need basically OBS has two linkable then and OBL L system, which is executable then linkable. But they're not full. They are interdependent, so they can work with each other, but they don't have to. So basically, I can take a snapshot of this state or program and these are the UI interface it looks above. It's just a demo interface. To say it doesn't really do anything. But it's just it's just an example interface. So it can be based on ENzyme model. So let me go back here. So I'm gonna show you something here. So LT codec.exe. So you have to go GCC. You're gonna do a go build cmd LT codec main.go -output LT.exe. Oh, the okay. How do I go beyond uh 3 CMD? So you're gonna have basically go CD, go compile, go help, go build. Basically, go build. So basically, we go build version here. Let me see. System LT. We go LT codec.c ext. So LT codec.ext help. So this LT codec.ext, and you have the decoder. We can keep coding them. We can use this for backdoor shooting. So it's backdoor shooting first of all, but it's basically it's gonna take some kind of file, make it a codec. You can reuse it over and over again, and that codec will be incriminating with a filter flash, and you can have a system of system. So you can have a system. Let me just take a LT coder, LTE, LT coder code LT codec code. I should use coder code dash inputs uh, index.html dash outputs index dot. You can do HTML LT HTML. Okay. Oh, LT code LT code. Oh, LT. Yeah. So now it works. You get an index at LT, a priority and verified false. You didn't check it, but the output is index at LT. You got this out of it. If I now had this index at LT, it's not readable. It's just a binary file, but it's there. It's there. So it's there. Index at LT, but it's just the same file we were looking at before. But it's transformed into a state. So that's our LT codec.exe, the code, the coder. Let me just try to decode this file. I'm trying to decode dash inputs index.lt dash output. Once or through, guys, output.html. So it done outputs, but let's do explorer output.html. So it took the decoder, but it didn't really preserve the codec. So it said that something's wrong. No. It should have been the HTML file, but it's not HTML file. It's just the same binary nonsense that came up. Uh, but it failed here. So if I do explorer input the index.html, this one should work. But the output is not decoded. So I think because there's something that's missing from the codec itself, that's doing that. So it comes to binary, which is the binary version of the HTML file, and this can be encoded into back in the system. But let's try the command. So let's say we'll flash. Let's say we undo the codec. We just do LT codec flash undo. It's gonna be the wrong product. LT codec. Also. And that's the LT, so size. So the query and the payload, you can add some more. Obviously, the payload is more HTML5. You can add a payload of image source image canvas. Let me just have a canvas here to display something. Canvas. Your browser does not support me. Supposed to find. Oh, instead use dot slash. Yeah. So you now added it to it. But basically, now the code is updated, so it was not good. But if somebody's not working, it needs to commands that can work, but some of them are not working as intended. So advanced update epoch bump upgrade the next step. So you have to tag it somewhere, but I'm not really coding anymore. Just type right. But I'm doing proof. I should be doing more proof, but it should be working. So this is an LTC code, LTE code, but it takes any kind of file. Think of it like the roads. If you have a little drone in the sky and you drive a drone, and the drone system has laws to follow, that's in NSIGII. That in NSIGII, you don't have to pay any up. So if you have a drone system and drone system has laws to follow, that's in NSIGII. You follow it without any question, and that question can be encoded into software. So whether it's a humanitarian drone or not, which is when first person, humanitarian is first. It takes first via NSIGII, via polar priority. To get polar priority, which means you get polar, whether it's a war or it's humanitarian, it takes polar priority before saving, before killing. So if your drone is flying, it's just to save life, not kill life first. But this is NSIGII protocol. This is about NSIGII. This is called link up. So if you have a knife, this is a Geneva convention. So if you have a knife and you stab someone, and that one is bleeding, you stab me, and that one is bleeding, and that one is bleeding, and you take a knife, and that person is already what's that? So you stab someone, and then that person and they bleeding. Did you know? I believe so. Did you cannot take another knife? You have to basically remember now. So if you take a knife and someone's running at you, and you run out of bullets, and you just kill someone in a war, you take a knife that's bleeding. You're not allowed to. I believe the jail code that doesn't allow you to stab someone without the same knife. You have to get a different kind of knife. So you have to give you more knife. You have to give you basically just how war is. It's not that it's wrong. You're gonna die in that situation. It's not gonna run away with when you get a knife fight. You have a knife fight, no gunfire. So the goal is to have the system kind of deal with this problem before you go into war. So like things like the soldiers having food, water, and shelter is mandatory. It's mandatory. It's basically this man. Russian packs are not like baby food anyway. So it can be like preparing a powder and ground, and this will have the equipment to go to war. This kind of just stupid, but you have to have something. It's better to have something than nothing. Because it's the war environment. Russian packs is the best to have. When they're kind of not they're not good to have when you're running low, but they're not good enough. The truth is not that. You see, you have to understand that food it has to be quality and quantity. For me, but Russian packs are just like just get them delivered, just drop, and they are. They're like, they can be, there's not enough innovation in Russian packs. So I'm talking about it. They're very easy to just destroy. And, it's not that it's the bad thing. Like, when someone's really hungry, will be eating Russians. I don't mean eating Russians. I don't eat more ratty. But so I'm trying to double the Geneva Convention to make sure these things don't are doubled. So all my risks are doubled before a war, or all my things. Because I'm suing people, so all my risks are doubled. So my drone's gonna be humanitarian drones, like gonna be flying for food, but they're unmanned aerial. They're called UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. They are not just SATCOM. They're not just satellite communications. They are things that you can't detect UAPs. But the thing of UAPs to UAPs, because they're UAVs, because especially when they're so advanced. So that's go there. Let me stop the video there. So basically, the codec failed me, but it's just failed me. So it's going to work on the kind of principle of codec. So coding and decoding the file based on the how they look. So this is the structure of a HTML file. This is the structure of a Python, and basically you can import the Python. You can put it the codec as a floating interface. So let me try to do that with a Copilot now. With Copilot, let me see what the AI says. Let me see what Claude does. Um, so if I import the file as a codec, if I put a file as a codec, it should resolve system. Okay. The LTC key is not coded, index and output of HTML and index. The codec is not working as intended. So So basically, it is meant to code and encode files, but the files are working off a trinomial kind of diagram enzyme model. So again, if you can break it, if you can break it, you can build it, but they are not. Uh, uh, so basically, the enzyme model is really important. So if you can build something, you can break it. If you can break something, you can build it. Remember that, guys. If you can create, you can destroy, and that's how the system works. So it wasn't kind of some. This one was a rollback system. So and it works kind of safety as a safety clause. So here is how the system works. So it works. If you can create a file, create, destroy, um, build, break. It functions create, destroy, build, break, repair, renew, eliminating, repairing, uh, only in still states, encode, renew. So this one is including using enzyme model. So the enzyme model shows no rollback in the system. So you always have custom code interdependencies come from systems. So generic condition is very important to understand. That's all about that. But that's what I'm saying. Let me see this video and enjoy the things. Thank you guys for watching the video. Yeah. So let me go here. So you see this file here. So I'm saying. So I'm saying. So the goal is basically to have the system encode suffering. NSIGII encodes suffering. Suffering. So the standards evolve, and it can also roll back Go build and chat the enzyme model. Build. If you build, you can break. If you then eliminate breaking, you can rebuild on the chart. Document the enzyme model. Free node build or break. Break. Eliminating break will mean and not break. That's the transition. We need to rebuild again or renew, repair, renew with a graphic uh, the master the enzyme model. So basically, let me just find my video on the enzyme model, but I'm done now. So let me just try to find my own video on the enzyme model. So basically, enzyme model. Enzyme model. Enzyme model. Enzyme. I'm a human being. So basically, need to return. I think that's what the video.